Web of Deceit, the Black Widow's Duality. In the quiet, picturesque town of Ravenswood, nestled deep within the forested heart of the Appalachian Mountains, an eerie tale unfolded. Local legends spoke of a woman named Evelyn Crawford, known by the townsfolk as the Black Widow. She was said to be a widow thrice over, each husband meeting a gruesome and mysterious end. Evelyn was a striking woman in her late 30s, her raven-black hair cascading down her back, and her eyes, like obsidian orbs, held a chilling allure. Her beauty was an unsettling contrast to the stories that shrouded her life. The townspeople gossiped about her, spreading rumors of her involvement in the deaths of her husbands. Unknown to all, Evelyn harbored a dark secret that went beyond the accusations. She suffered from a rare psychological disorder, dissociative identity disorder, which had spawned two distinct personalities within her. One persona was the charming, seductive Evelyn, who drew people in with her enchanting beauty and charisma. The other was a sinister entity known as Elara. Elara was the embodiment of darkness. Her malevolent nature thrived on chaos and destruction. When she took control, the town would descend into terror. She reveled in tormenting her victims and manipulating their minds. As the tale goes, Evelyn's first husband, Robert, had met his end on a stormy night. The lightning revealed a horrific sight as his lifeless body was found wrapped in a grotesque spider-like cocoon, webbed with strands of silk spun by Elara's cruel hands. His death was ruled an accident, but the locals knew better. Evelyn remarried, this time to Jonathan, a charismatic and kind-hearted man. The townspeople hoped he could save her from her dark tendencies. For a while it seemed they were right, but one fateful evening a chilling scream pierced the night. Jonathan was discovered, his body mangled, hanging from the rafters of their home, cocooned in a sinister web. Once again the authorities were baffled. Evelyn's third husband, Michael, had heard the rumors but was blinded by his love for her. He believed he could save her from whatever haunted her past. Little did he know that it was not her past, but her very soul that was tainted. On their wedding night, he met Elara, the embodiment of malevolence. She tormented him relentlessly, driving him to madness. The townspeople grew suspicious as Michael's behavior changed drastically. They discovered him one night, trapped in a nightmarish web of despair, his lifeless eyes staring into the abyss. This time, they could no longer deny the sinister truth. Evelyn, caught between her dual personalities, was taken into custody. Her trial was a spectacle. As psychiatrists and experts tried to unravel the enigma that was her mind, the courtroom was filled with tension as Elara occasionally emerged, her malevolence palpable. Evelyn, in moments of clarity, pleaded for her own execution to end the nightmare she had become. The trial ended with Evelyn confined to a high-security psychiatric facility, where her two personalities battled for control of her fragile psyche. The town of Ravenswood remained haunted by the tale of the Black Widow, a woman whose split personalities wove a web of darkness that ensnared not only her husbands, but the entire town in a chilling tale of horror and tragedy. Years passed, and the legend of Evelyn Crawford, the Black Widow with split personalities, still lingered in the memory of Ravenswood. The town had never fully recovered from the horrors that had unfolded within its borders. Some believed that the malevolent spirit of Elara still clung to the town, casting a perpetual shadow of fear and unease. Inside the walls of the high-security psychiatric facility, Evelyn's struggle with her dual personalities continued unabated. The doctors and therapists were baffled by the intensity of her condition. Evelyn and Elara fought for control, each vying to dominate her fragile mind. The staff recounted chilling encounters when they saw the transformation from Evelyn to Elara, a change that sent shivers down their spines. As the years passed, a new psychiatrist named Dr. Lydia Sinclair arrived at the facility. She was renowned for her expertise in treating complex cases of dissociative identity disorder. Dr. Sinclair was determined to help Evelyn find peace and, if possible, merge her two personalities into one cohesive identity. Dr. Sinclair began intensive therapy sessions with Evelyn, trying to understand the root of her condition. She delved deep into Evelyn's traumatic past, uncovering a history of abuse and neglect that had fractured her psyche. Through countless hours of therapy, Dr. Sinclair started to make progress. Evelyn began to acknowledge the existence of Elara and the danger she posed. But Elara was not one to be easily subdued. She resisted Dr. Sinclair's efforts at every turn, manifesting with increasing frequency and malevolence. The facility's staff grew wary as they witnessed Dr. Sinclair's dedication to her patient and the ominous presence of Elara, who seemed to grow stronger with each confrontation. One night, as a violent thunderstorm raged outside, Dr. Sinclair made a breakthrough. She managed to establish a tenuous connection between Evelyn and Elara, allowing them to communicate with each other within the confines of Evelyn's mind. It was a perilous endeavor, for Ilara's fury could be unleashed at any moment. In the midst of their internal struggle, a revelation emerged. Ilara was not born of pure evil. She was born out of desperation, a coping mechanism Evelyn had created to protect herself from the horrors of her past. With this newfound understanding, Dr. Sinclair helped Evelyn confront the trauma that had torn her apart. Over time, Evelyn and Ilara began to merge their identities, working together to heal the deep wounds that had plagued Evelyn for so long. It was a painful and arduous process, but Dr. Sinclair's unwavering support and expertise guided them through the darkness. As the years passed, Evelyn's condition improved significantly. She was no longer the Black Widow, and the town of Ravenswood began to heal from the scars of its past. Dr. Sinclair's success with Evelyn's case earned her international recognition in the field of psychiatry, but she always remembered the haunting tale of the Black Widow and the journey to bring light to the darkest corners of the human psyche. Though the town of Ravenswood would never forget the horrors that had transpired within its borders, it could finally breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that the web of deceit had been unraveled, and a glimmer of light and hope had emerged from the depths of darkness. Just as it seemed that peace and closure had finally come to Ravenswood, a twist of fate would bring a shocking revelation that would shake the town to its core. Several years after Evelyn's remarkable progress, a series of bizarre and gruesome incidents began to occur in Ravenswood. The townspeople found themselves once again caught in a web of fear and uncertainty. Bodies were discovered, cocooned in eerie silk strands, reminiscent of the horrors of the past. As panic spread through the town, the residents couldn't help but look back to the legend of the Black Widow. Rumors swirled that the malevolent spirit of Ilara had returned to seek vengeance, even stronger and more relentless than before. Some believed that Evelyn had lost control once more, and Ilara had resurfaced to continue her reign of terror. Dr. Lydia Sinclair, now a respected figure in the field of psychiatry, was called back to Ravenswood to help unravel the new mystery. She knew that something was amiss, for the therapy had made significant progress in merging Evelyn and Ilara's personalities. It was inconceivable that the split could have returned with such intensity. Upon her return, Dr. Sinclair delved into the investigation with determination. She reconnected with Evelyn, who had seemingly regained control of her darker half. But something was different this time. Evelyn was terrified, claiming that she had no recollection of the recent horrors, and that Ilara had been dormant since their therapy sessions. As Dr. Sinclair and the local authorities continued their investigation, they uncovered a chilling revelation. The recent murders bore a striking resemblance to the previous ones, but they held a peculiar signature that sent shivers down their spines. Each victim had a small Black Widow spider symbol etched onto their skin, as if it were a macabre calling card. The realization hit Dr. Sinclair like a ton of bricks. This wasn't the work of Ilara. It was a sinister imitator who had seized upon the town's fears and the legend of the Black Widow. Someone was using the legend to commit these heinous acts, and the real Black Widow, Evelyn, was just as much a victim as anyone else. With newfound determination, Dr. Sinclair and the authorities launched a relentless manhunt for the copycat killer. They followed a trail of cryptic clues and disturbing messages left behind at each crime scene. As they closed in on the perpetrator, a final shocking revelation awaited them. The copycat killer turned out to be a resident of Ravenswood, driven to madness by the legend of the Black Widow. He believed that by emulating the infamous murders, he could draw Ilara out of hiding and gain her dark powers for himself. In a tense standoff, the imitator was apprehended and taken into custody. The town breathed a collective sigh. Evelyn was innocent of these heinous crimes, yet the scars of the past and the recent horrors would forever haunt Ravenswood. The legend of the Black Widow, a tale of tragedy, deception, and the power of the human mind to both heal and unravel. Dr. Lydia Sinclair, with a profound understanding of the darkness that could lurk within even the most seemingly innocent of places.